15, line 59, for example, requires the city to prove willful destruction of city trees. Why require proof of intent, a subjective state of mind, and particularly why when it involves the destruction of city trees? This update of city code provisions that haven't been touched in about 75 years needs to get it right. It should require adherence to the most recent national best practices. We have a proposed amendment to address both of these deficiencies. I won't read it, but I will hand in a statement at the end. The proposed ordinance fails to address another powerful remedy, which is withholding permits from contractors who fail to comply with tree protection requirements. We've got a proposed provision to include that opportunity as well. You're hearing today our concerns about transparency, cooperation, and enforcement, which are all fundamental requirements of a good new tree protection ordinance. This draft is not that ordinance. I would ask you to pause the process, send the parties back to negotiation, and instruct them to address all worthy issues. There are a lot of things that are simply not adequately dealt with, and we have been confined in our discussion so far to the four corners of the Parks and Parkways ordinance. That's not an appropriate negotiating model. I've got a comment that I'll submit on my own behalf and one on behalf of Joe Evans, a licensed arborist who was unable to be here today. Thank you.
Thank you. Charles Marsala.
Thank you, Councilman. Interestingly enough, I followed David at the Sierra Club recently talking, and I was there in a related topic, which is West End Park. And here, recently you might have seen the paper that came out last week, because it said West End Park plans move forward. West End Park has 29 heritage oak trees. My understanding is they used to be under the supervision of Parks and Parkways up until around 2013, and they're no longer. And we'd like to see it be protected the same way you're going to protect other trees in New Orleans. 1% of our parks are maybe in that park, which will be about $100,000 of the Parks and Parkways budget returned to West End Lakeshore Park. Besides the advocate, I have a couple other images here because this is a topic that people are learning about. The park did not exist prior to 1904. So West End was really the New Basin Canal, and it went out with the railroad tracks that took it out there for construction. Then, around 1914, the state passed an act creating West End Lakeshore Park, and you can see the land there where it gets developed. It's roughly 20 acres, and it goes out to the lake. In 1930, but we don't see any businesses out there. 1937, it's developed into a rose garden. This is the area we're looking at developing right now with retail, entertainment facilities. In the 50s, it's still a lawn. The entertainment facilities are out in Jefferson Parish, so we don't see any development yet in New Orleans. Right now, we have nesting eagles out there. This is a photo of a pair of eagles that we took, and they are using the pilings to feed on along with the pelicans. It's the only place you can imagine that our national bird is hanging out with our state bird. So there's an effort here to consider saving that habitat, because it looks great when you go out and see the 200 pelicans hanging out on those pilings. So we hope that you guys look at keeping it in the Parks and Parkways budget. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, there's one online comment. Yep. Go ahead and read it, please. This is from Caitlin Poe. Caitlin says, I believe we should be saving our green space and respecting the community's need over greed. Okay, great. Thank you. As we said, this is a first step in the